Hello, my little geeks and freaks. I feel like shit. I've been fighting a migraine all day today, and I'm pretty sure I'm gonna fail my reading challenge for tomorrow. For today. When I record it tomorrow, I will let everyone know. I have hair in my mouth. But today, I am giving you guys but that's not what we're here to talk about. Welcome back to my book bowl challenge, where I will go through a massive bowl of books and hopefully not lose my sanity in the process. Today's book is on Then She Was Gone by Lisa Jewell. It's a standalone novel, no series, just a one-off book. It does follow different point of views from different parts of the story in different time periods. So sometimes you gotta kind of keep up with that, but it doesn't seem hard to do. Like, it does tell you then, now. There are a few points where it doesn't say that, but you can kind of infer pretty easily on when the time period is. The premise of the story is that 10 years ago, a family goes through a massive tragedy when a beloved daughter and sister named Ellie goes missing. When we're looking into the past, we get to see from Ellie's point of view. We get to see from Laurel, her mother's point of view. Not much. It focuses more on Ellie's point of view. As well as Floyd, who will eventually be Laurel's love interest and the person responsible for what happened to Ellie. The present is more focused on Laurel's perspective, but there is a little bit of a hint of Floyd's perspective as well. Each perspective and time period works together and slowly intertwines to unravel the big story of what happened on that fateful day. Laurel will eventually get most of the answers, or Laurel will eventually get answers as to what happened to her perfect daughter who went missing. I will never agree with some of Laurel's mindsets, and she is very unlikable in the beginning, in my opinion, based on how she thinks, but I'm also not a grieving mother, so I don't want to shit on her character. I also think she has a really good development, so I can at least give her that. The book really goes through Laurel's grief and the resentment she holds towards her surviving family, and the questions that start to pop up when she meets a mysterious man named Floyd, who's charismatic and has a very unique and equally mysterious daughter named Poppy. Poppy just so happens to look exactly like Ellie. Every chapter reveals a bit more information to the reader, and slowly we get to see Laurel catch up to some of the truths that she's been missing. We get more information on what happened to Ellie by the end of the book than Laurel does, and I think that kind of makes sense. I don't think Laurel would know everything because not everybody knows everything. That's kind of the interesting part about the book. Because we're getting everybody's perspective, we are getting the entire picture, but Laurel will never get the full picture from the person responsible, and she'll never get the full picture from her daughter because she can never contact those people. She can only get the information she finds and the information she can get from people she is able to talk to. I really do like the way that the information is trickled in, and I really do like that we get this huge picture that, like, I kind of wish that we get the complete picture. So that is different, and I like it. That is something I actually really enjoy. Laurel has to struggle with the need and desire to move on, and the guilt that comes with seemingly letting go. She has this need to hang on to her daughter Ellie, especially when they don't know what happened to her. But I think getting more answers and the things that occur throughout the book do help her to just let go of the pain, let go of the heartbreak, and finally put it to rest. Throughout the book, you'll see that things keep happening. Information keeps spilling out to Laurel, and it makes her question her new love interest, Floyd, and his daughter, Poppy. She's not suspicious of them, per se. She's just confused, and she wants answers. And when the truth does come out, when she gets the answers she needs, she's not prepared for everything she's learned. But at least she got the closure that she needed, and is able to fully move on and repair her relationships with her family, and find a way to say goodbye to Ellie. It is really sad how she finds out, and it's really sad everything that we know that happened that she'll never know. But I think that's what makes it a really good book. The emotions are really powerful. I will say I do really like the book. I love mysteries and I love thrillers. And to find out what actually happened, like I said, did make me cry. I do feel like Floyd made a decision that didn't necessarily need to be made, and it actually made me even more upset. Which also made me cry. This is a book I read with my mom. That's why it's part of my book bowl. I have the title in my bowl. I did not pull it out, but it's something my mom wanted to read, and she wanted me to read it with her. And we read it, and I was calling her, and I was just like, that didn't have to happen. Oh my God. Like, the whole book, we were just, like, going back and forth on, you know, what do you think it is? I think it's this. I think it's this. I think it's this. I think this is happening, blah, blah, blah. And then when we got to the end, and I was just like, no. Like, that's not what I was expecting. So many people were affected and had their lives altered, and they were hurt by this one person. And we really get to see how the decisions that they made changed the trajectory of everyone's lives and kind of forced all their paths to cross. It makes me feel bad for everyone in this book, except for the person responsible. Definitely not feeling bad for them, but for everybody else, I feel really bad. It truly does show exactly how messed up every character was by the loss of Ellie. Even the characters we don't get the perspective on. I think my favorite part of the book is at the end, this woman finds a book with a note in it from Ellie that was given to Goodwill, and the note kind of was like Ellie's goodbye. and it just added another bit of information of what happened to her, and it was really emotional and really sad because it was her closure to her family, knowing what she knew would happen to her. So yeah, it brought me to tears. I'm an emotional mess a lot of the times that I read, so that definitely brought me to tears. I think if anyone wants to read a gripping, emotional mystery, this would be a good book to indulge in. I wouldn't say it's a thriller. I mean, maybe uh, it it is more, I would classify it more as a mystery than anything else because you don't know the answers until the end. You're just getting pieces of it. But thriller, I wasn't like freaking out. I was just like emotional and just wanting the answers. It is a quick read. And the emotions and the questions that arise as you keep reading, which also leads to the answers, it does keep you on the edge of your seat, and it is really worth it. I loved this book. I thought it was enjoyable. I'm glad I got to read it with my mom. I really am. My mom and I don't get to do stuff like that, so having that opportunity was really exciting. What's even more exciting is like I never realized how fun it would be to read with somebody. Most of the people in my life don't read, and if they do read, they don't read at the speed I read, or they don't read the things I read. So I don't have a lot of things to talk about with people. So it does get me excited when I can do something like that. I also will probably be doing this again soon. I had some family message me wanting to read a book that I had actually never heard of until she let me know about it, and she wanted to read the book with me. So I told her I will order it, which I did, and it's coming in, and then we can read it together. So I'm excited. It seems like an interesting book, and it's not something I've ever read before, so I am nervous in a way, but I also think that'll get me out of my comfort zone. So I will make a review on that as well. Other than that, though, like I said, I like the book. If you guys are interested in reading it, let me know. I am curious. But that is all I have for today. Like the video, comment your thoughts, or if you have read the book, let me know. Subscribe to my channel if you haven't already, and hit that notification bell to be informed every time I post a new video. I truly hope that you guys enjoyed, and if there's anything you wish for me to add into my book bowl to read, or just to add into my videos when I'm giving you guys some reviews, let me know. I aim to please. I'll see you guys in the next one. Bye.